watching this TV show called Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. And he goes, I know that show. He says, I'm going to ask you.
From my generation, that's MTV Cribs.
MTV Cribs, you got it. That's right. So he says, I'm going to ask you one question, and the answer to that question will determine whether you achieve every one of these goals that you have on this piece of paper or these pieces of paper. And the back of my mind, I'm thinking, one question is going to answer whether I have these goals. Yeah, sure. And I did that, right?
Okay.
He says to me, are you interested in achieving these things, or are you committed? And so I said, Mr. Brown, what's the difference? He says, son, if you're interested, you'll keep using that story and excuses that you didn't do well in school. You failed English, you failed math, you got kicked out of school more times you'd like to remember. He said, you'll keep using the stories and excuses and reasons and your limiting beliefs to keep you stuck and to hold you back. But if you're committed, you'll let go of your stories, your reasons, your excuses, and anything else that's causing the results you're getting right now. If you are committed, you will do whatever it takes. You'll upgrade your knowledge, you'll upgrade your skills, you'll change your habits and become more disciplined to do the things required to achieve every one of these achievable goals. So are you interested, or are you committed? And so I remember being like a little scared, like commitment, interested. And I blurted out of my mouth, I'm committed. And then he reaches out his hand. He says, in that case, I will be your mentor. And I said, oh, wow, that's great. What's a mentor? And he said to me, a mentor is somebody who will walk you down the path of success. He'll teach you what to do, what not to do, and why. He'll request things of you that you may think are not reasonable, but a mentor knows that's what you need in order to achieve what you want. So I said, okay, how do we do that? I live in Montreal, you live here in Toronto. They said, well, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is move from Montreal to Toronto. I said, move from Montreal to Toronto? I don't know anybody here other than my brother and you. He says, yeah, I know, just move from Montreal to Toronto. I said, I don't have a job here. He said, here you go, right off the bat, giving me stories and excuses. Are you interested, or are you committed to me mentoring you? I said, I'm committed, but he said, no buts. I said, fine. I'll move to Toronto. He says, great. Second thing I want you to do. There's a real estate course that starts, and this was April of 1980. And he says,
I wasn't even born yet, John.
I know.
3 months.
This is why it's fun, right? So he says, there's a real estate course that starts on May the 5th, 1980. It's 5 weeks, 9 to 5 every day. Pass the test. I'll give you a job in my real estate company. I said, a real estate course? I fucking hate school. I didn't do well in school. I can't go back to school. He says, there you go again. Here's another excuse. So I said, Mr. Brown, I failed English. I failed math. They told me that I've got ADHD. They told me I should not really be in school, maybe to go be an apprentice to get a vocation somewhere. And he said, but if you want to come work for me, where I can coach you and guide you, I need you to have a real estate license. I said, fine, I'll do my best, and I'll move here and I'll go get the real estate course and we'll see how we'll do. He says, no, we won't see how we'll do. You will study and you will pass the test. And that's the vision and the goal. Is that clear? I said, sure. He says, by the way, you need $500 to pay for the course. I go, oh, come on. I don't have 500, but I got 40 freaking bucks. He goes, great. Find out how to get the other $460. So my brother says, I'll lend you $100. Maybe my sister will lend me some money. Maybe my dad. Long story short, I moved to Toronto 1 week later. I got into the course on May the 5th, 1980. I passed the test on June 20th, 1980. And the reason I know these dates so well, I had cheated to get out of high school. I had cheated on every fucking test in high school that I could get my hands on, either the answers or by sitting next to somebody who gave me the answers. And this was the first test that I had passed on my own because I actually studied for 5 weeks. And it was the first time I was proud of being me.
Man, where do you go from there? That is such a story, like, and just starting off with the interested or committed, because I feel like so many people are interested.
Yeah.
right? They say they're interested.
Yeah. Well, they say they want this thing. I want to win. I want the goal. I want the car. I want the house. I want the lifestyle. I want it. Yeah. I'll do whatever it takes. But you won't do whatever it takes. And so that was the beginning for me of stepping up, like really stepping up. He gave me a safe platform to be honest, radically honest with me. And then he gave me a platform to look at my stories, my reasons, my excuses, and all the shit that I was, accumulating in my mind and reinforcing in my mind. And then he started to teach me. You remember that goal-setting document that he had me create? Well, he had me refine it over the next 2 or 3 months. And every day when I came into the office, I had this laminated document that was handwritten. And every day he made me read it. I put my fingers across it, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. He had me close my eyes and see myself earning the money that I wanted to, see myself achieving the goals that I had. He had me reading affirmations. He had me feeling these affirmations as if it was real. And I remember something that I realized many, many years later. You know how a Hollywood actor or actress gets a script that they don't ever know what it is? The agent says, hey, there's a script. I think you might like it. Let me send it to you. Read it. And they read it and they go, yeah, I like the script. They don't know the script. They don't know the storyline. They don't know anything about the script. And then they take a script that's on a piece of paper and they repeat it, rehearse it, practice it, in front of a camera, off a camera. They research it for X number of months. They become the role. Well, he had me become the role.